If you have a chemical, Mason, with the ATE or ITE suffix, a suffix is an ending on a word, ate or ite, it usually means there is a polyatomic. Can we focus on this and talk about other things a lot less, please? Ate or ite endings usually mean there is a polyatomic anion, that means a negatively charged ion, that contains oxygen. An IDE ending or IDE suffix usually means
Is this on the same paper?
Yeah, Brett.
Alright, cool. Mr. Teddy,
yes.
is honors different from this?
Mhm.
Like, is it harder, or do they test just be different?
It's both.
Okay, Mr. Teddy,
Yes.
if I want to if I want to be like a sports therapist when I get older,
Therapy.
I'm sorry.
Well, a sports therapist is also a physical therapist. But go ahead.
So should I take anatomy? I should take anatomy and, should I take something dealing with it?
You can take anatomy or you can take organic chemistry.
Anatomy and disease?
Anatomy and disease is a level 1 class. Anatomy and physiology is a CP level class. Shh. All right.
That's what I want to do. I don't want to go home. I'm be tired of it.
Quiet.
Okay.
Okay. Ions. Ions are atomic or molecular particles that have a charge. Now, in the last unit, we learned to move electrons from one substance or one type of atom to another. Okay? So those would be one type of ion. But we also introduced the concept of polyatomic ions, those are molecular particles that have a charge. So a single atom that has, or something that's like an atom with too many electrons or too few electrons, would be a monoatomic ion. And a molecular particle would be a polyatomic ion. It has atoms that are covalently bonded together. Polyatomic ions are covalently bonded together that have more or less electrons than protons. Okay, then cations are positive ions. Anions are negative ions. Monoatomic means single atoms. Polyatomic, multiple atoms.
Mr. Teddy, you coming to the game tonight?
I can't come tonight.
I mean Friday.
Who are you playing Friday?
Spring Valley. That's
Oh, wow. Is that going to be here or there?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be a good game.
yeah, it's very good. Like, it's the game before we go to the Bible Center, so you have to come.
Friday.
The game before I go to what?
Bible Center. Yeah, right, you did.
What time does your game start?
7.
The boys play Friday too?
No, the boys play Saturday.
Saturday. What is it Saturday?
I don't know. I don't know the boys. Yeah, play Saturday.
I'm gonna keep it real. I wish I
You gonna make some baskets just for me if I come?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna plant you.
You gonna-
Yep. You.
All right.
You, Mr. Taylor.
All right. Okay. So those are some important terms you need to understand. Okay. We've been using them a lot, practicing with them. You need to understand what they mean. Okay. All right. Let's go back to balancing some compounds now again. Okay. So we just reacted sodium with water, and when we did that, sodium ripped the oxygen off, and so sodium formed a compound with oxygen, but it also left hydrogen gas. Okay, that's what you were smelling a while ago when we did the lithium. Anyway, you smelled it. Okay, what we want to do is find this formula right here. Okay, so here's sodium.
What is that? Is that a plus H2? What is that?
Yes, plus H2, that's hydrogen gas. H2 is hydrogen gas. So let's put sodium with oxygen and balance the formula. All right, now let me tell you one tip that I've already mentioned once before. You need to remember this. This is something you have to remember that's specific and unique to oxygen. Something that's specific and unique to oxygen. Oxygen is the only element with more than one common negative oxidation number. Oxygen is the only element with more than one common negative oxidation number. Yes.
The common island list.
You won't need the common ions list for this. You'll only need the periodic table with oxidation numbers. Okay? All right. Unless you are told otherwise, you should always assume that the negative oxidation number for oxygen is the -2. Unless you are told otherwise, you should always assume the negative oxidation number used for oxygen is the 2 negative. Okay?